Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I'm using this under the Fair Use Act. I'm actually quite tickled. So, Johnathan Cahn, July the 18th, 2023, has released a new and incredible prophetic word that he says is given to him by the Lord. And he says this is if you can buy his book, you will learn about his new book, Return of the Gods. You'll learn about these new and incredible revelations that have been given unto him. But also, if you look in his description box, he will also sell you a DVD for approximately for the low price of $13.99. So you can learn about the new and incredible prophetic word given unto Johnathan Cahn, artist Johnny Come Lately. Let's listen to his new incredible revelations, he says, is given unto him by the Lord.
The ancient pagan god Pan was part man, part goat in the mythology, and one of the pagan gods of the Greek Roman world. And he would seduce people. He would allure them, trigger their emotions, as in the word we get the word panic from Pan. He would make them panic. He was no.
I apologize again because I can't help but to laugh when I hear his tomfoolery, his ignorance, because it's actually what he's only done is stolen the prophetic words that were given to me and were written and copyrighted in this book that was written and copyrighted long before his new incredible revelations from the Lord. He has only stolen copyrighted intellectual property from this book. And I'm going to show you that just how far back this goes on my other channel.
We first go to Pan, which is the first part, which most people know this is the goat man god, but it
March the 1st of 2020. That's how far this goes back, ladies and gentlemen, about the pandemic and how Pan is operating in these days. But we're going to learn something really important here. We're going to learn just how ignorant and retarded and biblically illiterate Johnathan Cahn artist is. Because when he read the prophetic words that were given to me, he didn't even understand it. Because he pointed out, he said that Pan is the god of panic, and Pan is not the god of panic. He, sadly enough, when he read my book, he didn't even get it right, because this is who the god of panic is. So in pandemic, there are two names. There is Pan and there is Demic. We're going to find out who the god of panic actually is.
It's relationship. This is in very ancient times. The god of terror. But more importantly, is known as the god of panic. This is what we're seeing with this pandemic. Demos is the god of panic. He is also the god of war.
Demos, if you read my book, you'll see is derived, or excuse me, is the original word that has now morphed into the word Demic. You had Pan, the goat man god, operating alongside of Demic, who is the god of panic. And Johnathan Cahn wants to tell you this was March the 1st of 2020 when it all began. And it's all copyrighted intellectual property in my books. And Johnathan Cahn wants to tell you his new and incredible prophetic word about Pan, the goat man god, who is the god of panic, who is operating in these days.
The ancient pagan god Pan was part man, part goat in the mythology, and one of the pagan gods of the Greek Roman world. And he would seduce people. He would allure them, trigger their emotions, as in the name. The word we get the word panic from Pan. He would make them panic.
We first go to Pan, which is the first part, which most people know this is the goat man god. In its relationship. This is in very ancient times, the god of terror. But more importantly, is known as the god of panic.
The ancient pagan god Pan was part man, part goat in the mythology, and one of the pagan gods of the Greek Roman world. And he would seduce people. He would allure them, trigger their emotions, as in the name. The word we get the word panic from Pan. He would make them panic.
For the low, low price of $13.99, you can buy Johnathan Cahn's new and incredible prophetic word. That is only stolen copyrighted material. Make me all that good money, Johnathan. Mr. Vallejos, your client is very ignorant. This is what's known, ladies and gentlemen, as hedging your bet. Johnathan Cahn, a typical New Yorker, must I say, unfortunately, he's a typical New Yorker. Sadly enough, he's doing what people call hedging your bets. He's hoping that this can garner him enough of money that he will come out at least a little bit ahead. Understand that. When all is said and done, he's hoping that he can come out on top at least a little bit. But he don't realize he's going to have to pay a much more severe cost than he could even imagine. He's already found that out, having to go into the hospital numerous times. His own attorney, Mr. Chris Vallejos, he's even recently had to go into the hospital and take leave from work because of his shoulder injury and shoulder surgery he had to have. People, what God says in Jeremiah 23, verse 30, how God says he is against false prophets that steal the prophetic words of true prophets. When he says that, he means it. And they're finding out the hard way. God bless.